I wake up before the sun most mornings. Not because I want to, but because my knees remind me I'm 74 years old before my alarm ever gets the chance. There was a time when swinging my legs out of bed felt like stepping onto broken glass. Stiff, achy, slow. I'd sit there for a minute wondering how something as simple as joints could quietly take over your life. I'm Jerry Tipton. I'm not a doctor, and I'm not here to sell you a miracle cure. I'm just someone who got tired of living around pain instead of living his life. Years ago, medication was the first answer offered to me. Pills for inflammation. Pills for pain. Pills for the side effects of the other pills. And while some helped in the short term, they never felt like a long-term solution. So I started asking a different question. What if I worked with my body instead of fighting it? That question changed everything. Let me be clear before we go further. This isn't medical advice. It's my personal experience, mixed with research and a lot of trial and error. Always talk with your doctor before changing your routine. Now, let me tell you what actually helped. The first thing I learned was this. Stopping movement makes joint pain worse. I used to think rest was the answer. Sit more, move less, protect the joints. But what actually helped was gentle movement, the kind that doesn't punish your body. Walking became my daily ritual. Some days slow, some days shorter than others. On better days, I'd ride a bike or float in a pool. I even found my way to yoga. And yes, at my age, that surprised me too. 30 minutes a day didn't cure me, but it loosened me. Blood started flowing again. My joints stopped feeling rusted shut. Then came weight, another hard truth. Extra pounds don't just show up in the mirror, they settle into your knees and hips. When I cleaned up my eating, more vegetables, whole grains, fewer processed foods, the scale slowly moved, and my joints felt the difference before my clothes did. Mornings were still stiff, though. That's when stretching changed the game. Nothing fancy, just slow movements after waking up. Hips, knees, shoulders. No forcing, no pushing through pain, just easing into the day. 10 minutes made mornings livable again. And water, something so simple I ignored it for years. Dehydration sneaks up quietly, and stiff joints often follow. Once I made hydration a habit, my joints felt less dry, less crunchy, if that makes sense. Now let's talk about what I added to my plate. Turmeric was the first. I didn't expect much, just a yellow spice, but over time, adding it to soups, teas, and meals made a noticeable difference. Ginger followed, especially as a warm tea on cold mornings. There's something about that warmth that settles both the body and the mind. I also discovered omega-3s, flax seeds, chia seeds, walnuts, tiny things, easy to sprinkle onto salads or blend into smoothies, but powerful when it comes to calming inflammation. Green tea became part of my afternoons, 1 or 2 cups a day. It felt like giving my joints a layer of quiet protection. And on days when everything still felt tight, I soaked in warm water with Epsom salt. 15 minutes. No phone, no rushing, just letting magnesium and heat do their thing. I slept better on those nights. I learned a few other lessons along the way. Heat works wonders for stiff joints. Cold packs help when swelling shows up, and sudden movements, twisting too fast, lifting carelessly, only invite pain back in. Mindful movement matters. Here's the part most people want to know. How long does it take? For me, change didn't happen in days. It happened in weeks. About 4 to 6 weeks of consistency before I realized I was thinking about my joints less and living more. Is this safe for everyone? Mostly yes, but not universally. Herbs can interact with medications. Bodies are different. That's why I always say, do your research and talk with your healthcare provider. And no, you don't need supplements right away. Real food did most of the work for me. Supplements only make sense when your diet falls short. If you're listening to this and wondering where to start, start small. 1 walk, one stretch routine, one cup of green tea, one change. Because joint pain doesn't disappear overnight. But neither does it have to define your life. I still feel my age. I still have stiff days. But now, I move through them instead of being stopped by them. And for me, that made all the difference. If you'd like the full written guide with the tips, plant-based remedies, and simple routines all laid out so you can come back to them anytime, click the link to the blog post below.